In case anybody's wondering, a McFlurry spoon will actually fit a 1/2-inch socket. So if you want to just put it in here and run your impact, you can re-stir it. Ah, god damn it. Look, I know this is going to look painfully similar. I'm pulling the radiator back out, but I have a reason. I kind of talked about it in the last video. Let me step you back through it. This sparks joy. This one does not spark joy. I need more room for the supercharger. So when the supercharger sits right here, I need to pass intercooler piping past it out here. And with that wider radiator, it was just right up against, like the supercharger was up against it almost basically. So there's no way to run any kind of piping. I got the super Chinese-iest Wuhan Peninsula piece of junk I could find. Let's hope it lasts. So the fortunate news about using, being able to take this one back out is that can go now in the free RX. So that marks off one thing. So these people use these a lot for the K swaps and EFs anyway. So perfect. So what I'll be doing here is slapping that bad boy on in here. That radiator was kind of pushing it out of the way. But that way the old supercharger spinny boy, and I'll be able to bring the intercooler pipe here, run the intercooler here, and back up into there. So that'll be much more joy sparked than that wide boy. Alright, new radiator's in. Just kind of giving it a little leak check, make sure everything's good. It's not really gangster lean like some of those other Wagon ones that used to be back. I did have to cut out a little bit of the hood, which, you know, I'm not super happy about, but whatever. So we'll let it run for a little bit, let it get up temperature, and see where we're at. Like I said, on the good news though, the Free RX has a radiator now, so we're good to go on that. That was the torture test. I'll let it kick on for about 3 or 4 times before I shut the engine off. No leaks, no seeps, no nothing crazy. I can close the hood, everything's doing well. Idle's fine. So I think I'm going to be good with that. Okay, this is the exact location where the supercharger will be, but maybe you can kind of follow my logic here. The inlet will be there on the left, and the outlet will be here on the back side, well, the front side of the motor. And I'll go straight into an intercooler, pipe across here, then back up to the intake. That's why I did the half-size radiator, because as you can tell, the old radiator was all across here, and there was zero room to work there. So that'll be really good for my new setup. That turned out pretty well. That was a lot easier to do with the squeegee in the water. That's the new. I went ahead and threw my braid stickers back on because I kind of forgot about those. But I got to rip the sponsors for sure with this thing. Oh, that looks a lot better. I'm super excited about how that turned out. And also super excited about daylight savings time because it is 6:11. Still nice and sunny. Plenty of sun left. I can work later in the day. Now, go get you, bitch. I know I don't ever talk about the Cayenne or the Element, but I have big plans for both. Actually coming up pretty soon. Still haven't had any love on the channel. Like I did the video when I got the Cayenne. Definitely haven't done anything on the Element since I've started my channel. And it's been 2 years with no Element love. This is my favorite car I've ever owned. And it's been my #1 since 9, I think is when, yeah, 2009 is when I got it. So I've had it almost 11 years now. Video is coming out soon about this. I got some plans for it. I just want to make sure when I do the video for this one, I do it right. It deserves it, everything and more. It means a lot to me, and there's a lot of little things here and stories about it, because I've had this car longer than I've had any car ever. Tonight, I'm gonna go ahead and get the Fiesta pulled all into the garage so I can start pulling the transmission apart. So I got the shipping notification for the transmission on the Fiesta. It'll be here Wednesday night. It's a late Wednesday night, and that's coming from the UK. So that puts me in a predicament. I'm gonna have to get the transmission in and tested by Saturday's race. I can do it. There is, however, a plan B, just in case things don't work out with the LSD. I don't know if the LSD is still in good shape or not, because what happened was pretty gnarly. I'm not gonna lie. So, plan B. I'm gonna go nuts. I'm gonna weld that diff. I'm gonna plate it, weld it, and send it. I'm gonna see what is good in that transmission and what's good in the transmission that I took out. There it is. The first transmission. And if I have enough to build one transmission, I'm going to have one with a welded diff, and I'm gonna see if that works. Since I have a trailer, I'm a lot more brave now. I ain't care, I am going to get it. Speaking of trailer updates, so I sanded it the other day, and that's because I'm thinking about just tearing this black off and just leaving it bare aluminum, because these side strakes or whatever are actually aluminum. So I'm thinking about doing that, just stripping that and then clearing over it. The only thing I'm kind of afraid of is I don't want it to be too bright, like in the sun, like if we're driving, or I don't know. We'll see. I may take the sander to it and just see what happens. And if the worst case scenario, I can just repaint it. Look at it, tasty. Ugh. Well, I'm going to wrap it up tonight. Got the driveway kind of refigured out. We got the Fiesta inside, drug it inside. Did quite a bit of wagon stuff this weekend. I'm really excited how that turned out. I'm going to daily drive the wagon a little bit this week. Just give it a little bit of a stress test with the new radiator, make sure everything's going well. Let me know if you guys like these kind of shorter, just kind of piddling around kind of videos. I can show you a little bit more in detail, kind of like the install of the radiator, but everybody knows how to put a radiator in. If you don't know how to put a radiator in, I'd be glad to teach you. All right, so I'm going to call it quits for the night. I'll see you guys later. Say bye, Ace.